Hey there. So, today I just kind of felt like talking about creativity and my personal lack thereof, in a way. So to do this, I'm just gonna be playing some balloons in the background. I think I lose the last two rounds I do. It's whatever. But I don't know. It's just something that I've been thinking about a lot lately, and I'm like, I might as well talk about it to somebody. But it's hard. It's hard when you have a creative buff and you want to do something and you don't necessarily know how to do it, and you don't want to be like trying things for multiple hours and you don't know what you're doing and it looks like shit and you get frustrated and you have to start over. I'm one of those people that will just, like, if it doesn't look the way I think it should look, I'm not gonna put it out there. Like, I have a couple videos that I had in the works. I had a couple ideas that I even recorded some, and some parts of some others, and just the knowledge that I lack in terms of, like, video editing and producing, all that type of stuff, and the money that it takes to kind of go into that, like, proper editing with, like, a program that doesn't suck balls. Not to say that Premiere doesn't suck balls, but there are some free services that I've attempted to use that don't do so good. You know, they're not intuitive, and they're not, it's pretty much it. They're not intuitive, they're not very user-friendly, they don't make sense, and every tutorial that I find is like somebody like 9 years ago trying to explain it, and I'm not trying to spend, 2 hours trying to decipher what this person is doing when, I could just, I guess, not. And I guess that's my problem, is that I find it so easy just not to do anything. And I don't want to do that. I want to be able to create something. I have a creative itch that I want to scratch, but scratching that in the way that I want it to be scratched is so difficult, and it takes such a big bump of knowledge that I don't necessarily have. And I guess, you can take the time and learn, but if you don't have the time in the first place, then there's another issue. And that's kind of the position and the predicament I'm also having, is that I don't have the time to do all this stuff. I'm doing this now because, I don't know, it came to my head and I felt the need to do something. So, I don't know, it's just something that I've been thinking about. It's not to say that, I don't have inspiration or I don't have ideas. I do have the ideas. It's just how to formulate those ideas into an actual product is the hard part. And of course it's the hard part. It's always the hard part. The doing the thing is the hard part. But I don't know how to do that. And I'm going to talk in circles here because this is unscripted, because why would I ever write a script for some shit like this? Never in my life. I guess for a little bit of context, I recorded, and it's in parts, but it's one video, but the recordings are in parts that I want to splice together. But I recorded a tier list of, all the starters, and I thought that'd be fun to do, and I just had a vision in my head on how I wanted it done. And how I wanted it done was not how it was turning out when I spent like 3.5 hours trying to edit it and trying to, get it the way I want. And after 3 hours, I couldn't even make the intro look the way I wanted it to, and it frustrated the absolute shit out of me. And that's that's definitely where, like, all of this is stemming from. It's from that specific situation, where it's like, what more can I do? You know, how can I do this without, spending money on, an editor, or even on goddamn Adobe, because that's $50. Never mind, we're fine. It's like $50 a month, and I get it, you get all this shit, but when you're an adult, and you have to pay for adult things like rent and gas and electric and Wi-Fi, and you're like, damn, I don't really want to spend $50 a month for the Creative Cloud so that I could use 2, maybe 3 of the applications. It's just one of those things. You're like, damn, this sucks. This really, really sucks. Getting into the bar to get into YouTube, I feel has never really been harder than right now, and it progressively gets harder. You think back to when I was like starting to watch gameplay videos on YouTube. The bar was that you had like not camcorder vision, and even then camcorder vision was sometimes okay, because sometimes it's all you had, but the content was good enough. Like Fraps was the big thing, but it was expensive. But now, and OBS was like pretty experimental at the time, but now it's like OBS is free, Streamlabs is free, and now all you need is a computer. But now the expectation is that your quality is impeccable. Now the expectation is that your content is impeccable. You can't have bad content, because if you do, no one's gonna watch it, and then you've pretty much wasted your time. That's how the YouTube space makes you feel. And even for someone like me who doesn't have a lot of content out, when I think about what I want to make and how I want to make it, getting there and doing that has always been my issue. It's like, how do you post this knowing that maybe 5 people will see it maximum? And then how do you post the next video, knowing that those same 5 people are going to watch it, but you're not going to go up? And then how do you post the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and then the next one? It's like, how do you do that? And that's where I kind of stop. That's where, like, the line is drawn, is that I don't want to take the little time that I already have to continue to go and record and try editing and spend money and not necessarily waste my time, but use the little time I have outside of doing things like work or my errands or doing, what have you, to record and edit and do this, that, and the other for a long haul that isn't guaranteed. I don't know. Is this kind of like me giving up? No, I don't want to say I'm giving up, because who knows, I might have another creative kick, but this is just where my headspace is at with it, I guess. Is that where do you go? Where's the line? Or how do you cross that line and be okay with 5 people watching it, 6 people watching the next one, 5 people watching the next one, nobody watching the one after that? How do you get past that? And I, for whatever reason, can't do that. It's a big part of the reason why I couldn't stream anymore. Just between work and then the 3, 4, 5, 6 hours I would stream sometimes, and I wouldn't have a problem doing it, because normally in those streams I would just be hanging out with a couple friends, and that's that. But going from 8 to like 2, 3 in the morning for some eyeballs, it's tough. It's tough to kind of stream to nobody or record for nobody and post videos for nobody. And yeah, you can say you're doing it for yourself because you like doing it, but I want to do it I want to do it for me, but I also want to do it for other people and have them, enjoy the content and enjoy everything else. But that, if the content doesn't get seen, if the streams or the videos or what have you don't get seen, then it's hard to justify that. Then doing it for me, I could just literally play video games by myself. I could just talk to myself, and that's usually what I do. But there's a drive there that people have to create for others. And while I have that drive, I want to do it in a way that I'm not sure how to yet. I don't know. Maybe this will spark some interest on my end. Maybe this will spark some inspiration on my end. Just to kind of nut up, sack up, and stop fucking around and actually do something and actually create something like I've been talking about for, months on my end at this point. But who knows? It's just a thought that I've just had. So there's nothing really to watch here, and I probably should have said this at the beginning, but this is like a tab out video. I'll probably put that in some part of the description, just say like, hey, you don't have to watch the content. You don't have to watch this, just listen. Because it's a mental battle that not everybody can win, and I want to win. I don't know. Maybe this might just be for people who listen, and that's about it. And if they listen, then, we're good. Who knows? Well, this was fun, I think. Hopefully this is productive, and I hope to see everybody soon in a way that I want people to see me. So, goodbye.